Hello, my beautiful friends. Gabe here from drumbeatsonline.com. And today...
Hey, Gabe,
what's up?
What is that?
Wait, is there something on my face?
No, your hand. It looks really weak.
My hand? I mean, I guess I never really thought about it.
A little goes a long way. A little goes a long way. A little goes a long way for love. A little goes a long way. A little goes a long way. A little goes a long way for love, baby. A little goes a long way for love, yeah, yeah. A little goes a long way for love.
All right, well, in all seriousness, today I am going to give you a 30-day plan that will take your weak hand from this to this. And by this, I mean adding on 30 BPM onto your weak hand. So let's jump into it. So to properly improve your weak hand, we need to take a look at the 4 pillars of hand speed. A lot of drummers just think speed is about how fast you can move your hands. And while that's certainly an aspect, there are actually 4 main pillars that we can focus on to not only gain speed, but gain control and gain technique along the way. So the 4 main pillars are, number 1 is technique. The second pillar is control. The third pillar is pattern memorization. And the 4th pillar is muscle development. All 4 of these things together work as a powerhouse for you to improve not only your weak hand speed, but really your hand speed in general. So what I'm gonna do is show you exercises from each pillar that will help you improve each pillar. And then after that, we will break it all down into a 30-day plan for you to get a really, really strong weak hand. The first exercise under the technique pillar that I want you to work on is push-pull technique. Basically, with this, you are going to have your fulcrum of your stick between your pointer finger and your thumb. You're gonna have your fingers nice and loose. Then essentially, you are going to push the stick down into the head, which will rebound the stick up, and then you pull the stick back down with your fingers, which then brings your arm back up, and you keep repeating that process. It's kind of like dribbling a basketball. This is gonna help your fingers get more involved and help you control rebound from your sticks so that this can overall improve your speed. Another great exercise for this is finger dribbling, where you do the same exact thing, but you are keeping your arm stationary and you are just dribbling the sticks with your fingers. The next one I want you to focus on is the push-pull pyramid. Again, this is all with your weak hand. So you start off doing the push-pull technique with quarter notes, then the next measure you move up to 8th notes, then the next measure you move up to 8th note triplets, then 16th notes, and if you can, 16th note triplets, and you keep repeating that process. This not only helps your push-pull technique with your weak hand, but you are also getting used to more subdivisions with your weak hand and powering through them with this technique. Now moving down to pillar number 2 with control, we have a great exercise called the single double exercise. What you are going to do here is switch between a single stroke and a double stroke roll every quarter note, and this is going to be your weak hand lead again. So for me, the sticking pattern would be left, right, left, right, left, left, right, right, and then I would simply repeat that. One added layer here is you can change the dynamics every single measure. So you can play at a quiet dynamic in the first measure, a medium dynamic in the second measure, in the third measure, you are playing a loud dynamic. You can also do a 30-second note variation on this exercise simply with the doubles, which is really fun, and that sounds like this. Another great exercise for the control pillar is what I call the subdivision challenge. This is when we can take 6-note rudiments like the 6-stroke roll or paradiddle diddles, and for one measure, we play them as 16th note triplets, and then the next measure, we play them as 16th notes. If we were to do that with the 6-stroke roll, it would sound like this. Moving on down to the pattern memorization pillar, we want to make sure that we have some key patterns memorized, because if you don't have muscle memory with some of these rudiments, it's going to be really hard to get them faster, especially with your weak hand lead. So what I want you to work on here is leading your singles and your doubles with your weak hand, even though that might not challenge your pattern memorization too much, but then moving into 6-stroke rolls, paradiddle diddles, all with your weak hand lead. Now let's move down to the fourth pillar, which is muscle development. You want to make sure that all your muscles are developed in your arms for you to have optimal speed on the kit, especially with your weak hand. So what I do behind the kit is something called Tabata. Tabata is where you do something for 20 seconds as fast as you possibly can, and then you take 10 seconds rest. And you repeat this process for 4 minutes straight. That would be 1 round of Tabata. So trust me, once you do a round of Tabata with singles, doubles, or different rudiments, your arms are going to be burning, especially your weak hand, because you will want to lead with your weak hand. And I'll show you some different Tabata exercises as we get into the schedule of what you're doing for the next 30 days. Now, another exercise for muscle development, which is gonna make me look completely ridiculous, but this is from Jojo Mayer, who is an incredible drummer, so I trust him and it's worked for me, is where you simply put your forearms together like this and your wrists together, and you do clapping, just like this. It is ridiculous, I know, but if you set a timer for 1 minute, 2 minutes, even in between Tabatas, your forearms are going to be absolutely burning because it is isolating those muscles. Now let me show you the whole plan that I made for you for the next 30 days to drastically improve the speed and development in your weak hand. Let's get into it. Okay, starting off with the pillar of technique. For week 1, day 1, you are gonna be working on just your weak hand doing the push-pull technique for 10 minutes straight. For technique day in week 2, you are going to be doing the same exercise, but just for 5 minutes, because the other 5 minutes you are going to be doing finger dribbling with your weak hand. In week 3, you are going to be doing a push-pull subdivision pyramid. So this means you're going to be doing the push-pull technique, but changing the subdivision each measure, starting off with quarter notes, then 1/8 notes, then 1/8 note triplets, then 16th notes, and if you can, 16th note triplets, and then you just start back over from the beginning for 10 minutes straight. Then for week 4 on technique day, we are combining all of these together and working on them for 5 minutes each. Then moving to the control pillar, on week 1, we are starting off with the single double exercise for just 10 minutes straight. In week 2 under control, we are doing the same thing, but with a 30-second note variation when those double stroke rolls come in. This will help you work on speed and changing subdivisions a little bit better. Week 3, we are doing something brand new called the subdivision challenge, where you are starting off with 6-stroke rolls with your weak hand lead, played as 16th note triplets for 1 measure. Then the next measure, you are doing, again, a 6-stroke roll, but played as 16th notes with your weak hand lead. And you are going to switch every measure for 10 minutes. And then for week 4, you're going to be doing the single double with 30-second note variation for 7.5 minutes, and then the subdivision challenge for another 7.5 minutes. Then going to the pattern memorization pillar, we are going to start off with single strokes for 5 minutes, weak hand leading, and then 6-stroke rolls with your weak hand leading for another 5 minutes. In week 2, we are actually repeating this same exact exercise. Week 3, we are doing left hand lead doubles for 5 minutes, and then left hand lead paradiddle diddles for 5 minutes. And then week 4, we are doing these 6-stroke rolls for 7.5 minutes, weak hand lead, and then paradiddle diddles for 7.5 minutes, also with your weak hand lead. Finally, for the fourth pillar of muscle development, we're working on Tabata, with one round being just single note blasts as fast as you can. And then the last round of Tabata is just going to be this up close clapping technique. And again, Tabata is 20 seconds doing it as fast as you can, 10 seconds rest for 4 minutes straight. Week 2, we are actually doing these same 2 Tabata exercises as well. Then week 4, we have one round of Tabata where we play doubles as fast as we can. Then the second round of Tabata is where we are playing single note pyramids, where we play 4 sets of 2 notes, then 4 sets of 3 notes, then 4 sets of 4 notes, and 4 sets of 5 notes as fast as you can. And then you start back over from the very beginning. Then for week 4, you're repeating these same 2 Tabata exercises, but while also throwing in some single note blasts as well. So 3 notes of Tabata total. Okay, now I know this is a lot to keep up with, so I made a full PDF for you that has all the exercises for the next 30 days with all of the notation that you can download totally for free by clicking right up here. Seriously, if you commit to this for the next 30 days, the speed and control that you will gain in your weak hand will be monumental. It's really going to change your playing in a huge way. On DBO Academy, we have a lot of courses like this that are designed to help you gain speed and control in a short amount of time, like the hand speed challenge and like the foot speed challenge. But one thing I have them do is film a before video before they actually start the challenge to see where their tempo's at with certain things like singles, paradiddles, and whatnot. And then after they do the challenge, I have them film after video so that they can see the progress for themselves. And even if you just write it down, hey, my singles are at this tempo, and my paradiddles are at this tempo. And then after the 30 days, you can see how much you've grown. Let me know in the comment section below if you are committing to improving your speed and control with your weak hand in the next 30 days. I cannot wait to see your progress. Feel free to tag me on Instagram. And again, you can download that totally free PDF of all the exercises right up here. Thank you so much for watching this video. Stay true, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.